recently I was browsing YouTube and I came across this channel called Pocket Trax, which I've looked at before because they do a lot of things with pocket operators and small synths. And they had this video up recently about jungle and trying to make a huge sound out of a small device, and they were using their PO-33 and a Monotron Delay. I wanted to emulate that, so I grabbed my PO-33 and I couldn't find my Monotron Delay, but I got the Stylophone Gen X1 instead. It has a cutoff, it has a delay, so it kind of does the same job. And I'm going to make a track with that. I'm going to show you the sounds that I'm using. I'm going to show you the routing of my audio, and then we'll have the jam at the end of the full thing to show you the final product. I hope you find this process interesting. I hope it gives you creative inspiration, and I hope you like the music. Okay, so I thought I would just walk through the routing here real quick. So we're going out of the pocket operator into the Stylophone Gen X1. What we're using this for is the cutoff filter and the delay for, basically it's kind of a performance effects unit. I also have applied the resonance to where it scoops the mids just a little bit, it takes some of the bass out and boosts the highs. So kind of using the filter as an EQ as well. From out of that, I'm going into this patch bay, which runs into this little Presonus Blue Max compressor, using it as a gentle master compressor to kind of glue things together. And then out of that, which also comes out of the patch bay, I'm going into my Digatone. With the Digatone, I'm applying master effects. Let's see, try to get to that. Let's see. So for each channel in the master effects, I've got chorus, delay, and reverb. I'm also panning each channel as wide right and left as I can. Basically, the goal with that is I'm simulating stereo out of a mono signal, and then it just goes into my interface and then recording into the DAW. Before I show you the whole track, I thought I would just show you each isolated sample. Feel free to sample these off of this video if you want to use them yourself, but I'm still running these samples through that chain that I just showed you, so you're going to hear them with effects applied. But I think it's easier to kind of tell what effects are doing when you can hear a sound in isolation rather than the whole mix, especially jungle where everything's kind of frantic and wild. So we'll go through them. There's just like your classic sine jungle bass. There's like a Reese bass. That's more of a dance hall bass, but it'll make sense in context of the track. String pad. A vocal one shot. A dub siren, gotta have those. There's your reggae chord stab. And that's kind of a cowbell sort of thing, but I use it for melodies. You'll hear that as well. Then we've got some drums. There's the first break I use. Second break, and then I have a halftime. We'll go here. This is a vocal sample. And then we got an old school pad sound. And that's all the samples. So one thing I'll say here is you don't have to use hardware to do this. There are a lot of free or extremely budget-friendly plugins out there that will emulate compressor, delay, reverb, chorus. You could even get Audacity, which is a completely free DAW, which includes those effects. So you can emulate this signal chain with other things, guitar pedals, whatever you have. You don't have to get a Digitone to run your pocket operator through. I don't necessarily recommend getting gear that costs many times more than the thing you're trying to make sound better, but where there's a will, there's a way, is my point. So yeah, think about that.
Everybody